Oh, let me find my picture. All right, ladies. Thanks for joining.
Yes.
If anyone comes in, we'll just add them as time goes on. Um, so let's begin. I did not prepare a slide. We hadn't been using those lately. So if you want to just, we can start with our icebreaker, and then we'll move right into your scenarios and see what we can do to make you
Okay.
closer to your goals.
Sounds good.
All right.
Um,
So how did the past week treat you?
well, so I've just had a lot going on in general. So I'm going to be honest that I've not been able to sit down and go through the budgeting stuff just because of everything that's been happening. So it hasn't been the best week, but we're here. So I will say that. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You showed up for yourself today. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, ma'am?
I've had an okay week. Today's been a good day so far. So yeah, that's good. It's been a good week.
Good, good, good. All right. So if y'all want to go ahead, you can pull up your sheets and we can do something similar to what we've done the last 2 weeks. We'll just take a look at where you are and see how we can get you closer to where you want to be. And I understand it's been a week, so you may need to refresh some things, but no problem. Let's just move forward.
Oh, how was your week? I don't think you told us how your week was.
My week was great. My week was great. I don't know if y'all know, but I'm doing this class with you. So I've actually started my budget. So this is like a whole class thing, and which is why we're recording it so that I can put it out there and have a digital product. But I figured to show the entire process, not just the classroom structure, to have that other side. So yeah, moving forward with my own budget to put that out there was good. It was a good like yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited. All right. Which one of you would like to go first? I'm just so glad you ladies came to class.
Happy to be here.
So I don't know that I have been the best student as far as homework this week because as I'm working on my budget template, I'm supposed to, I guess, go into QuickBooks and take all of that information to put in the business part because so far I've just been working on the personal part for gosh, I put in like the actual numbers for June, July, and then I have a few for August, but I've not put in any business ones. So I don't know what that's going to look like when it comes to like, adding the income in. And then I don't think it's adding correctly at the bottom. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I haven't put anything in the business part, if that makes sense.
That would make sense.
Okay.
So when it comes to putting in the business information from QuickBooks, do you have any questions there on how to generate the report that we're needing?
I don't know yet. That's what I'm pulling up now so I can see how to have the correct information to put in.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We can make sure that translates. And I'll take a quick look at your formulas to see what's going on in there. Sade, how about you?
I am not sure where I am right now.
Okay.
Or what my task should be. I know that you mentioned scenarios. When you're done helping Shalandra, could you kind of clarify what you want me to do scenario wise?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
So if you want to go ahead and pull up your budgeting template,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we're going to talk about scenarios.
Okay.
And we have 3
It might
classes
take
left.
me. Oh, okay. I was gonna say because it might take me a minute to go through QuickBooks to pull that info. So if you want to start
Okay.
with Zyday or whatever works best. Mhm.
Thank you for that. Definitely will. All right, so let me share my screen. So I'm gonna pull up your budgeting sheet.
Okay.
with you.
Okay.
This is the one. I always forget which one is which. All right, there we go. All right, so just to recap, we have this first tab, and that was just how we came up with your 6-month estimate, which we have that. And then I don't know if we made adjustments on yours while you have a copy, I'm not sure. But the estimates is what we're going to use to actually put it into motion. Maybe that's why we have a copy. Maybe this goes out longer, which it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So this right here, the going out longer, I think that is a great addition to the class. It didn't start off that way, but this allows you to actually budget over a 12-month period, 18-month period, whatever, to see how the changes that you're making in your budget make sense. So we start with the first tab with the 6-month total. And the goal here is to make sure that what you've been earning on average and your expenses on average end with you having money left in the bank. Right here is like, oh, you're overspending by $1,300 just on average, okay? Based off your bookkeeping template. And that is what we call being in the red. And I think Jason had made his red last time or something like that. So that's what we want to avoid, because that's not sustainable unless you have a really high savings account to pick up that slack.
You can put that black. I'm gonna put a conditional format on it.
Love it. So that's where we are. So we're taking the 6-month total and then we're expanding it past the 6 months so that you can get an idea of, based on your spending habits over the prior 6 months. And this is as of May, from December through May when we first started the class. Depending on those spending habits, we just put that in as a guesstimate. And then we tweak these numbers to be realistic to your situation. Let me remind you of Jason's sheet last week. Last week, he had expenses that no longer applied. So to have an average and be considering that number as part of the budget going forward didn't make sense because he didn't have that expense anymore. So we want to make that 0. So that's what we'll do for you on the second tab. So if you can go to the copy, this is your 6-month number. The 33 should be equivalent to what we came up with. I don't even know.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Okay. Seems like your numbers have changed. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4,800. Divided by 6. Expenses. 20. Oh, no, that's right. I got it. I was on the wrong line. So the 3,300 is fine. And we just spread that out. So let me update this while she has stepped away.
All right, I'm back.
All right, I'm going to the copy sheet and I'm just going to update these because we're going to be manipulating it. I think the 700 we put in there as an example of something. I think you were considering something. What's that line? 40?
The 800?
No, line 40. I think we had done some different scenarios for you in a prior class, and that's where that 700 came from. And it was under pay to contractors. Maybe you were considering paying someone, adding someone to payroll for the next 3 months. I just
Oh
took
yeah,
it out.
yeah. We had a scenario of because you were talking about how sometimes if you want to increase income, we have to like hire some additional people to do stuff.
Yes, but you're
Because
gonna
the
make
other, yeah,
because
the other lady with a J,
Jasmine.
no, the two people that are married,
Oh, okay, okay.
Jason and his girlfriend or wife.
Mm-hmm.
She was talking about hiring like a social media person to help raise income, but how it would be an expense. So like the 700 a month would be an expense, but it would also like raise her income at the same time.
Exactly. And that's what we were entertaining for you. That would be an option for you to increase your revenues. But let me make sure your spreadsheet's updated real quick, and then we'll run some quick scenarios. How's it going for you, Shalandra?
So I'm trying to see which report should I run in QuickBooks to find I guess the totals by month for income and then expenses, kind of so it will be categorized for me, because I'm looking at a general ledger right now and it's a whole lot of stuff. Oh.
No worries. So you would go to reports. It should be on the far left side.
Mm-hmm.
And so you do reports twice, and then you click on profit and loss.
Okay.
And that inside of that report, that's what that's when you choose your date. So you want to put in custom dates. And for December of 22, do you have data in there for December of 22?
Yes, I do.
Through May, and that'll give you your total. So that's like the bookkeeping side. That'll give you your totals there. Oh, when you're generating that report, make sure you have them display it by month and do cash basis.
By month. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see.
Does that look good to you?
Oh, it does. Okay.
Good.
So why am I stopping it for May versus, for example, on the budget template where it says budget in action? So I already have it on the budget, December through May. I'm needing to add this for the budget and actions and in action, and I wasn't sure how to pull the info for June and July and going forward. So I guess I just need to change the dates.
Yes, same report. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right, so let's make sure yours makes sense. E through Q, potentially. Yes, E through Q. And this is through 12. Okay. So Dade, this extended budget, this is all still just an estimate. It is nothing actual here. But like Shalandra mentioned, there is a budget versus actual where we're going to put in the actual items, and that's here. But right now we're trying to see what changes need to be made so that you're not in the negative or in the red. Okay? Okay. So we have your income steady. We did run a scenarios on you.
Yeah.
We have additional, I don't even know what that was. We have hire a full-time person.
That might have been what it was.
That's $1,750, and that's how we had the 700. If you anticipated making 2.5 times what you paid them, but we can take that out. We need to run some scenarios that makes sense to you. Okay.
Okay.
And then I don't remember what this scenario was. It's like 15 times 125. Maybe that was an additional 15 hours of work for you at 125 an hour. I'm not sure. But let's just do it all over.
Mm-hmm.
See what other options you have to increase your income.
Okay.
All right. Seven. Oops. Let me just undo that. All right. What options do we have? Right now, we have income from your business.
Mm-hmm.
I had increase days, working hours, hire a full-time person. Should those be the revenue streams we consider, or is there something else?
Yeah, you can put increase that day's teaching hours instead of working hours.
Got it.
I don't really get paid for other work, admin work, just for teaching.
Okay.
And hires, you can put part-time. I don't really see myself hiring anybody full-time.
Okay.
And I would need to choose a specific task for them. Like, am I hiring like a teacher, an admin person, a social media person?
Typically, admin do not bring revenue. They help you be more efficient in your processes.
Okay. So it wouldn't be me like getting like a bookkeeper or something like that. It wouldn't be that.
But we're going to we can put that as an expense.
Okay.
If you feel you need that as part of your new business structure, we can add that as an expense. But what income generating scenarios should we entertain? Part-time instructor and what?
Strings. I don't have anyone teaching strings right now.
Okay. Okay. So before we even get to the numbers, let me see what associated expenses we would need. Do you already have a contractor pay? Here we go. And we only put in an estimate of your business expenses at $800. We didn't put in your actual business expenses. That needs to be changed too, so that it makes more sense to you. I mean, it's okay for the example, but there's no reason for you not to have actual. So by the next class, make sure you put in your actual business expenses.
Okay.
But I'll put in that we're going to increase this. Well, let me see if I can freeze my sales. Where is it? Data, tools, view, freeze. So let me go here. Up to column D. No, I need to do up to column D. All right, so that'll do it. Good. Because right now we're thinking of August, September, October, November, December. All right, so pay a contractor. If you hired someone, you'd bring them on to do strings, and how much would you need to pay them, and how many hours do you think you would start them with? What do you have available with your current load?
I don't have any lead string students, but typically when people come on, they will have like 3 students, so maybe like 2 hours at first a week, $30 an hour.
Okay. 4
So,
weeks.
yeah.
Okay. And for this 2 hours a week, 8 hours a month, what is the income that we can put up here?
Hold on a second. Let me just get my calculator up.
Hold on a minute. I think I missed something. No, because you said it's 3 students, but
But what?
no, it's only, you said it was 2 hours a week.
Yeah, I'm having two. I'm assuming 2 30-minute lessons and 1 hour lesson.
Got it. Got it.
That's around about what it would be.
Okay.
19, 529 a month. Oh, hold on. $739 a month. Let me clarify my prices real quick.
Okay, because we're talking 8 hours of lessons for the month. 2 hours.
Regular 60 minutes. So 3.
What else would you hire a part-time instructor for other than strings?
You can put $716 a month.
Okay. What other kind of instructor may you have? Potentially?
Voice,
Okay.
and it would be the same amounts for that.
716. Oh, let me not go here. And maybe here it's not 716 full. Maybe we ease into it.
Okay.
And by the second month, you should have the full 3 students. 16. Then by Christmas, I think your business is seasonal. Don't you get more
Yes,
new students around Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
So that could be an additional scenario that you run. Add in the additional income anticipated for 2 or 3 months or however long that influx lasts.
Okay.
Or whatever. Because when they sign up for like 3-month lessons or 6-month contract, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. So 12 at December 2023 is only going to give you partial benefit. If you spread this out to like this time next year, then you can see how any people that come on would span. Like if they start in December, you have an increased income for that one student for 6 months or whatever the case may be. So when you get a new person, just add them so you know how much revenue to expect and when it's going to come on and when it's going to go off. And then if you need to hire, be start marketing so that you can make sure that your empty spot is filled. Shalontra, don't you have experience with this type thing?
Which part? The contractor or planning for months where there's an influx?
That because
The
you
second
guys,
one?
because when you
Okay. No, so it varies, right? Usually there's a dip in the summertime and then an influx typically, but since COVID, it's just always usually one way, unless the dip would be months where the therapist takes a vacation, if that makes sense. Because unless I've planned a certain way, my income is going to be lower. But when kids are out of school and the parents are home with them, you can expect the summertime months to be a little bit more, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But it just varies because prior to the pandemic, people saw a slump in the summer, and then kind of once school ramped up and just people are kind of, going through the daily grind, you would see an influx. But right now it's just variable because people are just consistently in therapy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
For me, my dip is the summertime because of my personal travel and having to pay for like summer camp and so forth.
Increased expense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How about that transition time when they're not going to need services, but then you have to know that you have to fill that spot? Is there anything that you can do to lessen that turnover time?
So I have a wait list, and currently I am considering bringing on a contractor.
That's great. That's
Yes,
great.
but I have a lot of questions about that piece. Just because I want everything to be in order. I know what it looks like to get them in the door and get them started with clients. I need to make sure all of the accounting pieces are in order because I am going to have to pay them. And so I want to make sure I have that in order. And I'm working on my contract. That's almost done, but just kind of getting them set up so that the payroll piece rolls efficiently.
Sounds good. And Elizabeth can help you with that. So I'll just give her a
She
little.
sent me 2 resources to start with. I think one was there's a form that they have to fill out about having, I guess, a statement about their health coverage. And then one was, it's like what is the form called? It's one that you fill out as far as this is who it's going to be paid to, that sort of thing. I forget the number for it, but that one. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so we'll get that and know the commission rate, and we'll help you process the payroll side of it. So
Okay.
that needs to be in your budget too.
Where would I put that? I see where Zyde has new hire. So would I do mine similarly?
Yes.
But
Now
for
this is
contractor?
absolutely, but that's the income that you're anticipating to be generated from that new person. So be thinking about the number of hours that you're going to hire them for.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Because then you know how many hours you'll be able to bill for, and you know your billing rate. So that'll give you that extra income.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But I can add that in the same section where Zyde has hers.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But yours is going to say new contractor or something similar.
Right.
Okay. All right, Zyde. Are we going to increase your teaching hours?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What are we thinking for 9, 10, 11, and 12?
We're on 8 right now.
Mhm.
9, I'll say another hour, so 2 students. And my laptop is dying.
Are you going to go in the house?
Yeah, I'll just go get my laptop. So what did I say?
Okay.
So 420.
For 9?
Yeah, 420 for 9. And then maybe like one more and 10. So 420 plus 3. 716 and 10 for me.
7, 16, 10.
Yes. And then
Yeah. Then in.
I was saying in 10, not 716 and 10 cent.
Oh God, what did I do? I lost everything.
Thank you. And then in December, probably nothing in November.
Okay.
December, another 2. So 716 plus 210, 926.
All right. And as you see, my formula is not updating correctly, but we'll get all that fixed. I think this one shouldn't have been changed. This is. All right. So, wow. You have potential for your income to go from 37 to 45 to 55. It could increase. Now, there are some changes for you to implement in order to make that happen.
Right.
Like work more, you got to hire these people, work them at least 2 hours a week, both of them. So just make sure you have the students available to make that happen. But this is increasing your top line. So of course your bottom line is now going to shift from where it was to be in more positive light. So that's great. That's the first step that you want to do to make sure that you're out of the red. So with these increases, what changes are happening on the expense side. When you increase Zade's teaching hours, what expense is increasing?
Uh, my book supplies probably.
Why would that be? Wouldn't that be a new student thing?
Yeah, but if I'm increasing my teaching hours, wait, what do you mean?
No. Let me understand what this is your business. Let me understand. Go ahead, finish your thought.
New student means I got to get new books. I mean, I already have some books, but so maybe not the materials. But I was thinking new students get new materials for us, like. But never mind.
You don't think I don't need to change that number?
No, I'm just thinking it's like natural wear and tear. I'm thinking like, I'm teaching more, so I'm using more of my whiteboard markers. So I'm gonna have to get more markers and new whiteboards and stuff like that. Markers, pencils, paper.
It's true.
But is that just like wear and tear, or does it? I mean, it correlates with more teaching.
That's what we're looking at. Whether it's wear, tear, or just you need more materials. Point is, your expense is going to go up, and so you want to add that to your budget because it's real. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. So you would adjust your office supply expense. I don't know what it was before, but again, once you pull your business expenses, you know what you've been spending on average and increase it.
Okay.
If you want to do 20% just to have a number there, and let's see if that works. And then once it actually starts happening, we'll know exactly what to do.
Something that will increase for sure is my music staff because I have to pay per teacher.
There you go. How much is it?
Like plus $4 per teacher.
Per month?
Yes, ma'am.
Include that. Make sure you include my music staff subscription. Are you writing these changes down?
No, but I will now.
Because currently we don't have either of those. Then we have office supplies, but we don't have anything about my music staff. All right. What about admin? If you max out your hours and you're no longer available to do admin tasks, then you may bring on the admin that you mentioned. That'd be an increased expense.
Yes,
as well as these additional people. The 8 hours we have is for one contractor. So we can change that to 16 just for the 2 people. That'll be a guaranteed increase. But like we mentioned before, the $480 that you're going to pay them is nothing compared to the $716 that comes in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's good. That's what we mean by running scenarios. But again, when we get to the end, we want to make sure that you are still in the positive.
Okay.
It looks like you are so far. It looks like you are. Because if we start at the top, let me go to a prior month and then the change one so we can see what's really happening. So we started with 37 in income. Business expenses, we put it 800. That left you with 2,900. With the changes, you can see the numbers increasing, but good. But then we got to the end after your personal living expenses, 2,100. Oh, that didn't update. We have to make sure the formula updates and does what it needs to do so we can see.
Okay.
It's not here. There's no more lines. The total remaining is what we're looking for. So let's plug that in. The total remaining should be everything that came in minus your business expenses, or grab the net income from business, either one, minus your total expenses. So we go from 771 remaining to almost triple that just by increasing your income and adding some more people, which is good news.
Okay.
That's what you want. And so again, you can spread this out over more than 12 months to get a full picture of any other changes you want to implement. Your income, I was thinking as we were talking, the income categories. So if we're going to do this on a per person level, which is what we started, we got you, we have a part-time instructor, we have another part-time instructor. Let's just go ahead and put in everybody, put in everyone, because you have staff currently, which is, you know, in the income from business entrepreneur, that includes some of your time and some other people's time. Either we could do it by the people that are generating income and go by their working hours, or if you want to go by students and then know, oh, this is our capacity, this is the number of students we are able to serve, and then you can know what your max earning potential is. And what else I was going to say? Any availability. You'll know based on the number of staff that you have available. Like when you go to school, teachers are only allowed to teach 22 kids or something like that per classroom. It's a cap. So you have the same type of cap, earnings cap for your business.
Okay.
So yeah. So we can change the earnings, the income around to make sense, whatever you need. Does this make better sense to you on the various scenarios for you to entertain?
Yeah, it does.
All right. Just let me know what you need, especially if you need to expand your roles or anything.
Okay.
All right. This is just budgeting. Yes. So if your budget is changing month to month, like when we got over here, and you're not going to work here, and you're going to work in December, and different things change, that's what needs to be reflected on your actual.
I'm gonna have to add my subbing in somewhere.
Ooh.
Put that in the expense, I guess.
Will you get an additional instructor to sub?
I have a substitute on staff right now. She's just the on-call substitute. So like when I went to New York this past month, she taught for me. And I know when I'm going to New York again, so I can put that in like for like October, there's a business summit, or like my daughter's birthday, stuff like that.
Yes. Absolutely. It has to be realistic. So that's great. That's fabulous. And if you plan that out, you'll have that extra expense for a period of time.
Now I know I put that on the expense side, but do I also decrease the income side where it says Zade's teaching hours?
I thought you said she was subbing.
Yeah, so I'm not teaching.
You can reclassify. Yeah, like let's say it was November. It would be 0 hours to you, but your hours would be replaced by sub hours.
So I do put them in both places.
That's totally an option. You wouldn't put it in both places. Like you said, you would remove it. It would be a wash.
Edit both places.
Yes, edit both places. All right, Shalonda, you ready?
Yes, I think so. So my question, I was able to find the reports. That's fine. I will just have to put the numbers in. But my question is for the budget template, budget in action, right? So I have the numbers as far as, okay, this is what things have looked like when you break it down by month, but can we, I guess, how to change it to say if I'm spending, I don't know, $1,000 for personal expenses, but I want it to be less than that. I would just go under the budget and put in the amount that I want it to be, or keep it at what it has been for the previous, like for the past 6 months.
No, you put it in as what you want it to be.
Okay.
Yes. That past 6 months was a starting point for maybe some of those items that we didn't really know how much we spent in that area.
Okay, so then I've put in the numbers wrong. Well, it helps me, I guess, go back through and reconfigure how I want it to look.
Each line. So I'm gonna take a look at it, because the budget is representative of your spending for 6 months. So that's really what happened. Let me just pull it up and take a look.
Sure, it looks awful. Please help me.
No worries. All right. We are going to.
Like, I don't see anywhere where the ending point is not negative. So yeah.
Got it. Now, the one thing I've been finding is that I need to change or check the formulas, which is fine.
Okay. Like, even from the actual, let me go back, the budget January through May, like at the end, I don't know at the bottom if it's totaling correctly. Maybe it is. And then definitely I know because I added in a couple of rows on the budget and action that probably was thrown off somewhere.
Okay. All right, we're good to go. So we have January, June. Okay. So you have your average. Okay, now. Okay. So something 8, 5. Got it.
What is this page?
So this one,
Oh, the budget.
did you add back your salary? You did.
I think so.
Perfect.
No, that doesn't look perfect.
Oh, it doesn't?
I mean, no, I'm saying the negative. Like, I don't know what this is supposed to look like.
Oh, before I analyze it, let's go back. I just took a quick
Okay.
glance. Everything looked great. So let's see. We have income. We have the first revenue stream, 6 months. Then the different business expenses that you pulled from QuickBooks. And check. That matches the total that we have here.
Mhm.
Okay, so that leaves this much, 14. So that means that is what's remaining for personal. So this does make sense. Let me
Okay.
see if there's anything we don't need to consider. Remember when we did this with Jason and them? We went through the like the credit card was a big thing.
Mhm.
Here we want to budget for the minimum unless you're paying it off in full.
Okay.
So this may be where this number come from. This is the
Oh,
amount.
that's from the December. No, actually, I think it's what's the word? We're an average over 6 months of what the payments were each month. That's my biggest expense.
Understood.
Credit card bills.
Understood.
And just trying to pay them off, but I need to look at some options to be able to reduce it because it's just ridiculous right now. That's where the bulk of my money goes. So yeah.
But you've said it. You already are
Mhm.
aware that would be an item that we would add
Mhm.
and see what that debt consolidation would do for you. And then
Mhm.
all of those can be removed. And I'm not certain how much effect that would have on your budget.
A ton.
It's
Because
$1,900.
I mean, I'm paying almost more than what I pay in rent for credit card bills together.
Understood.
Right.
Understood. That would be
Mhm.
great. A great scenario to entertain.
Yes, I have to look into that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely. That's a great one. Let me see if there's anything. Do you want to just let me know? Are there any other ones that you think we could adjust or were they necessary?
Clothing is not necessary. So I will tell you how these came about. Okay. This came about from the holiday season and a period of just why. And I don't like the fact that they have like, oh, well, just click Afterpay or do that. Oh my gosh. And they add up, right? So that's what that is. It's not like every month I'm spending this amount of money. It's paying the things that I've already initially purchased, if that makes sense. So I'm not buying anything new. So after that's done, that will go away because I've already seen a reduction in that just for let me go back to this. So like for example, June was like $866.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Take a
So,
look.
because Afterpay will have you thinking that, yeah, no.
Oh, this is great. Look at you. You're already making changes. That's my part. This is my dessert
Mhm.
to see you
Okay.
guys, making changes, and
Mhm.
see your yellow, you see what needs to be changed. This is amazing.
Oh yeah, the yellow is where I haven't like gone through all of my PayPal and Target stuff to separate what's groceries, what's housekeeping, that sort of thing. Just
Understood.
remind myself. Yeah.
Okay. But this is great. So the only change I have is to make sure that what we're budgeting for is
Hmm.
a number that's going to keep you out of the red.
Right. And these numbers, some of them need to change, some of them can't change or
Yes.
won't change rather. But I definitely want to go through and look at what makes sense that I can change.
Okay, sounds good. Now, should I stick with the personal to make suggestions for changes, or is there anything within the business that we may be able to change?
The business is already pretty much streamlined. Like it is what it is right now.
Understood.
The
Okay.
only thing for that it would be just I need to increase income for that area.
Okay.
Not the spending part is just kind of what it is.
All right. So do you want to add these two revenue streams to the first tab, and we can run some numbers and see what that would do for you?
Oh, sure, we can. Oh, I don't know yet. I have to think about, you mean adding on a contractor?
With both of them. It seems like
Hmm.
potentially two. Yes, ma'am.
My
And
goal is 2 by the end of the year.
okay. So let's expand you. Oh, copy, insert to the left, wrong one, insert to the right,
Mhm.
insert to the right. So let me do 5, is it 7? Insert to the right. I didn't do that right. Insert to the left. There we go. One more. So the assumption here is that everything stays the same. Let me make sure this is capturing it. It's not.
Mhm.
Oops. Y'all get to see all my errors. All my errors. I have no secrets. All right. I almost want to do 12 months, but let's just do this. Oh no. I remember we had to copy and paste the whole thing because these are all formulas. All right, let's do that. Copy, paste, values only. And honestly, Shalandra, one thing I noticed is that I didn't copy the whole tab before I did this, but I think I'm good to go.
Okay.
I've had lots of practice.
Okay.
So,
I'm confident. I feel okay.
yay, thank you. All right, so this is no longer a 6-month total.
Okay.
Right. So we're gonna have the income here, and none of these are formulas. We'll have to update that. And let me just do this quickly before we run out of time.
Mhm.
And I'll do any other adjustments once we're done with class. Just want to give you an idea of your scenarios.
And so my question then, Sandra, would be something that I can work on my end is figuring out a reasonable budget as far as where I can reduce spending, that sort of thing, and I can put those numbers in.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll make sure you have at least the format so that you can make those changes.
Sure.
So that top half, I'll work on the bottom. It's going to be the same thing, just updating your formulas. So let's go over here, and we already have the one. So now we're going to add the other two. Okay, so this is what we already have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need to freeze your cells as well. View, freeze. Okay. Now we're going to look at through the end of the year. Okay. Let's see. You said you bring on two. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, no. I was saying, so it's right now.
Sorakanda. I didn't do the very bottom.
Okay.
I didn't do the very bottom. But if you are going to add a contractor
Mm-hmm.
by the end of the year, are you going to stagger them, or are you going to hire two of them at the same time?
They would be staggered. So I have one person in mind now, and I know that they would be comfortable with up to between 8 and 15 clients. I'm okay with whatever number, but I know I could probably guarantee them between 8 and 10 right now, just because I would have to market and bring, more clients in. But if I go with on the low side, say 8, and then with the split, that's what I'm trying to figure out now. Because I don't know, maybe this is me being too like the emotional piece of it and wanting to make sure they have what they need, but also making sure I'm getting what I need from the business perspective. Typically, say for an associate level therapist, it would be a 50-50 split. For a fully licensed therapist, it would be a 60-40 split. I know when I was provisionally licensed, I felt some sort of way about 50-50, because it just felt like, oh my gosh, this number is so low. And then I get it from the business perspective. So I'm struggling between offering a 50-50 or 60-40. They are okay with the 50-50. I've not let them know what I'm thinking yet about the 60-40. So that part I'm struggling with.
Maybe the numbers could bring some clarity. If you could fix your bottom line.
Okay, so I can do both to see what it looks like.
Absolutely.
So I've kind of put an average based on, so some sessions might bring in 160, some sessions might bring in 85, that sort of thing. So I've just kind of put their average based on the types of clients they can see so it will be 119 per session. So with the 50-50 split, it would be 59.20. I'm sorry, 59.50.
Ooh.
That
leaves you with 59.50
per session. I'm sorry. And so if I do 8 clients a week, that's $476 per week.
Now we're already at the net. This is what we're talking about. We're not even talking about income and minus. You already considering that. So let's do this on a per person level. What's the 60-40 split turn out to be? So you said it was 119?
So no, let me 119.70. I don't like that already. So yeah, that would be like $47.60 per client. So times 8 for 1 week would be like $380.80 per week.
Okay.
And then with the 50-50, that would be $476 per week.
$476 a week. And how much per session?
I'm sorry?
What is the 50-50 split that you're paying in per person? Was it $58 or? I really want to show you that.
Yes, sorry.
No worries.
470. Oh my gosh, my math is just not what it could be. Okay, 59.50.
$9.50.
Mhm.
So that's on a per session, you would be almost $12 short per session, which would equal $95 a week times 4, which is around $400 a month
Mhm.
in additional
Mhm.
revenue that would go towards contract labor.
Right. And
Okay.
like I said, I'm doing this on the very low side just so I can see what it looks like. Okay.
Understood.
Mhm.
Understood. Yes.
Feel good about the 4760.
How about something in between?
Because even if I did like 55,
Mhm.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, that's the part I'm struggling with right now is kind of figuring out what I want to offer because the like I said, the average reimbursement based on the types of clients they can see
Yes.
is 119. And so that's the number I would have to split.
Okay. So and are we doing like half for September and then full for the rest of the year?
Let's do October.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Or maybe half September, October. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question, Shalandra.
Mhm.
Do you provide like the facility for these therapy sessions?
So they would be virtual, the contractors. I have an office and do telehealth, but they would be virtual. Yeah. Wait, let me see. This is not right. Um the 476 is per week, right? Yeah, that's per week.
So the 238 is only
That
represented for 1 week.
mm-hmm. Right.
So we should do times 2 weeks.
Right. So that one should just be what, 476 for that month, and then times 4 for
Absolutely. And
okay.
don't pay no attention to my formulas because they ain't moving.
Okay.
1904 and then 1904.
That's what the 476. That's giving them the higher rate. So that would still bring in an additional 12. Yeah, I don't feel good about 47 at all. Oh my gosh. But then if I do a 60-40 split now, there's no room for when they become fully licensed. Because then it's like, well, do they get a pay bump or because typically it's 50-50 and then once fully licensed 60-40.
Ooh, wee.
Right.
That would be great. So
Mm-hmm.
spend that out. And how much time is it for them to work for you without being fully licensed? Was it provisionally licensed? How long?
Right. So yeah, that's individual based that's on a oh my gosh, based on an individual basis. Oh my gosh, my words. I've been talking all morning. So basically they have a number of hours to accrue for licensure, so that doesn't have anything to do with their work with me. I guess the only part would be they need to see a certain number of clients and their supervision that they receive a certain number of hours to be licensed by the state. And then that determines when they become fully licensed. So, some people it could be a year, some people it could be 2 years, some it could be 6 months. Mm-hmm.
That I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that'll give you that boundary that you're seeking. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you're not fully licensed. This is the commission rate. And then once you pass that threshold,
Right.
this will be the new commission rate. And then for your budgeting purposes,
Mm-hmm.
this is it. And then you can justify the new rate when that time frame comes.
Sure. No, that makes sense. So
You would need
in
to
that
spread this
case,
out.
mm-hmm. Oh, that's still not right. A 50-50 split is 59.50.
Oh, I did 40.
Because 60-40 would be 71.40 for them. So
Hold on. I ain't
does that
doing
make
this right.
sense?
This is 100%. This line, I got caught in the numbers. This
Oh,
line
no,
is what
that
you're
is
gonna pay
right.
them.
I'm sorry. 40.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna pay them. So let's
One-
go and add this to the pay to contractors. That's the line that we're increasing. Sorry.
That's correct because they get the higher amount. So that's right for the 60-40 is the 47.60. And for the 50-50, whoa, it's 59.50 to me. That makes sense. Okay. I'm good now.
No, I didn't do it right.
Oh, okay.
So what happens here is the 476 is representative of.
My
Let me just start with the 119.
okay.
So 119. How many people are they going?
8.
8 people
Mm-hmm.
and 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's the gross income.
Let me see. 8 people. Okay.
That's the gross income.
Something is wrong with my
We did all these calculations. That's the gross. But then when you come to
952.
compensate them,
Is that? I have 952.
952 a week.
No, you said 119 times 8. So
And then
my
times 4.
calculator is not. I'm
No,
gonna
and then I times 4 for the 4 weeks for the month.
Yeah, no, that's right. 952 a week, and then that would be 50-50 would be 476, right? Per week.
That you're paying out, but the income that's being generated
Mm-hmm.
would be the full 119. So the
Okay, because then they would be getting the same if it's 50-50, right?
but everything comes to you and then you're paying out 50.
That's right. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm following you.
No
I'm
worries.
following you.
Absolutely
Okay.
no worries. But I'm gonna need that 476 down here.
Mm-hmm.
And so payment to contractor,
I see.
1099. This will
Okay.
be 60-40 eventually, but we're going to start off with 50-50 until they qualify for 60-40. So you're going to pay them 19 times a half, the 59.50.
Not per
Right?
month, right?
No, it's per session.
Session. Yeah.
And the 60-40 split means 60 comes to you or 60 goes to them.
Goes to them. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that'll be later, right? The 50-50
Right.
is now. Okay.
Right.
All right. I see what you were. Oh, I hate that this whole thing is recorded. I see what you were doing. You were thinking the 40%
Mm-hmm.
with you. So the 50-50, and we had 8 people, right? Let me go back.
Right.
8 sessions. And that's for half a month. And then this one is for a full month. So contractors, 118 divided by half. Well, let me just do 4 sessions. Is that right?
4 sessions or 4 weeks?
4 times 4.
Mm,
952. Is that what you got?
I don't know.
Is my math making sense to you?
I
Is
stopped.
what
Let
makes
me see. Okay.
I'm just gonna kill me.
I don't know. I just don't know. Because I'm still trying to figure out what this line is supposed to be representative of. I think that's where I'm lost. Right.
Okay, this is the income. The total income comes in 1904.
Okay.
in the beginning, and then 3808 is what should come in. And we say that was on average 193.
Oh, I was doing it by 4, but I forgot it's only 2 weeks for that month. That's why I was like, what is this number I'm getting? Okay. Okay, I'm right here now. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. So that's the total income for this one clinician. And then we didn't do the other one, but it's going to be the same thing if you bring them in part-time. I mean, for half the month and then the full month. Those are great numbers to have someone there. So for
Sure.
having them, 50% is going back.
Okay, right.
And that's
Right.
where we come here. So the 952, I added it up, but it really should be equal to half of whatever this is.
Mm-hmm.
That looks right. But let me just make it plus this number. No, it had to be this number and this number times 50%.
Well, it's only going to be one person for September, or what are we doing?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Hmm. 50%. Okay, so that looks good. And it goes, I need to move the formula, but I have to remove those people that don't need to be here. So this is no. And when is the other person been staggered on?
I'm thinking November because I need some time to just, yeah, this is just me. I kind of move at a
No,
steady
where?
pace. Yeah.
But there you go, steady pace.
Mhm.
So is this more realistic of what would happen?
Yes. Yes. Now this number that says 47, what is that number?
That was me trying to figure out the 40/60, because if you're paying them 60%,
Mhm.
then
Oh no,
that's
Sandra, I'm sorry. I mean where it says total income from business. That number, yes, that one. Mhm.
that's not updated.
Okay.
Sum of these. And then this has to be a sum of those as well.
Okay, I see.
Yes. So now we can analyze. At first, that was the only income, but 9, 10, 11, you can see how the income would increase
Right.
by adding those two people.
Okay.
And then all the way up here. So it's just by adding two other part-timers at 16 sessions, full-time, 16 sessions, you're doubling what comes in. Now, we already do know you did add some expense by bringing them on, and that's hopefully reflected under the contractor 50/50. So the contractor expense increased as well.
Right. Okay.
Additional 9,500 that you didn't have before. But
Right.
what we're looking at is the bottom line. We want to see how this affected your bottom line, which I did this bottom line. No, I did not. I need to update your formulas, but this is where you're going to analyze the scenarios. So we're already over on class. Are y'all for 5 more minutes, or what do you want to do?
I was gonna say, if you want, just out of respect for everyone's time, maybe we can do it on Thursday if that's okay, or because I don't want to keep you going over. Yeah.
No worries.
Okay.
All right. Zada, you good?
Mhm.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies. I'll
Okay,
catch you
thank
on
you.
Thursday.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Can you send me a separate link?
I don't know who you are.
Bye.
Bye.